thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I think the way we started the game makes it hard against teams of their caliber. You know, just turning the ball over early and you're playing from behind the whole game. I thought we did a good job of, you know, making up ground, and a couple times where, you know, we made it a game again, you know, particularly by halftime, and then even late, you know, we were scratching and clawing. But you know, I think in addition to the turnovers, there's some, you can't have breakdowns against this team, you know, whether it's a rotation or you help off somebody and they make you pay by, you know, making a three. So there were little things like that that when you play a team of their caliber that you know, you may not be perfect, but you got to be better than we were with some of those breakdowns on the defensive end too.
In the first couple of minutes of the game, it seemed like it was difficult to just get into your offense. Was there something that they were doing defensively that really disrupted you there?
I mean, we threw the ball ahead and someone stole it. You know, I think we had errant passes. You know, so we didn't really. As long as we didn't have a chance to get into our offense because of what some self-inflicted things. You know, thought we handled their pressure, you know, on the ball well, just off the ball when it's something, you know, they lead the league in forcing turnovers, and you get out there and it's a little different, of course, when you're confronted with that. But one of those things, we just have to be better.
Coach, you sort of addressed it in your first answer there, but you know, the margin for error against this team is just razor thin. Is that something you sort of constantly reinforce to your guys? Like you can't give them any. Was that one out of the timeout? You had the ball, and I think Shea stole it and ran down.
Yeah, I mean, you reinforce that stuff all the time, and guys know it. You know, they're aware of. You know, OKC's got the best record in the league right there, so it's not a surprise. You just have to execute. You know, and that's. It's not so much what you say off the court. What you're trying to do is just, you know, your level of focus and attention to detail, you know, during the game. And you know, the way that they fly around and as quick as they are, you know, you have to be spaced right. You have to be that precise. And we weren't early.
With the amount of possessions you had in the game, do you want to see that continue, that pace of play?
Well, I think against these guys, you know, if you get into a half-court game, it's harder to score against them. You know, so you want to get the ball off the court quickly before they can set their defense, before you have to, you know, you get pressured, you know, three-quarter court or half-court. So there's a balance there, you know, where you execute in dead ball situations, and even that you have to be really precise and get open, and you know, use really fundamental stuff. But as I said, I thought, you know, we scored 119 points. I know there was pace, but there was a lot of times on the defensive end where we were, and you could feel it. So all of a sudden, someone ends up with a wide open three, and they shoot the ball well. You know, you're only going to be able to give up so many of those and win the game.
Coach, playing a team of this caliber, what do you think the guys in the locker room can learn from?
Well, some of the things I just mentioned, you know, I think, you know, it's nothing. These aren't things that come as a surprise to you. You know, they're things that involve us continuing to improve our execution. And you can see at times right now where we can be a little disjointed. We're still trying to figure out to learn each other, so to speak. And you know, that's just a reality. It's not an excuse. And you know, we'll keep working on that.
I know it was a long time ago now, but coming out of halftime, you went with George instead of Mo.
Yeah.
What went into that choice and just trying to?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you make a change. It's not one player's, you know, fault. I thought the way that we started the game needed to be better. And, you know, George, his shooting and his ball handling is something that he brings at that position. You know, you got a vet guy that's played in those games. And, you know, our substitutions are going to continue as we look for. You know, there's stretches in the game where we struggle, and we've got to continue to look at those and try to address them. And this was one of those ones where, you know, you're not putting anything on Mo's shoulders. Mo's been great, but in that situation, it made sense.
Coach, 23 and 13 from Onyeka. Just what were some things that you saw out of him that he could carry over to the next game, especially in that second quarter?
Yeah, you know, I think in pick and roll or just in you know, the flow of the game, his ability to, you know, he's got good hands and trust him, and his ability to, you know, add an additional playmaker or facilitator is the better word, on the offensive end is really good. And, you know, he's been focused defensively, and he just needs to keep doing that. But as I said, I think, you know, playing through him, especially if they're aggressive on Trey and pick and roll, you know, it was someone that, you know, all those guys trust him.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay?
Thanks.